Hello, today I'll be showing you all a lesson on how to create voids in a picture through Photoshop. And this is to create a different effect than what was in the original picture. So to begin, we're going to open up a picture. I personally chose the portrait just because that's what I want to work with. And then we're going to work with some adjustments. So we're going to go to Image, down to Adjustments, and I like working with the exposure first and adjusting that. This is to adjust the lighting and play around with it. Next, we're going to go into the color balance, and maybe this image looks a little bit too cool. I might want to bring up those warm hues that I want visible. And then next we're going to go back to Adjustments and then play around with the saturation just to brighten up those colors. So next I wanted to edit the picture a little bit more, so we're going to go in with the spot healing tool and spot certain spots I do not want to see within the picture. So what I did next to be a little bit more detailed, I took the burn tool and burned portions of my facial features just to make those stand out more. Something else I like to play around with is the photo filter. So if you go to Image and Adjustments again, there'll be some filters you can mess around with, and I was interested with the warming filter. So after all those edits, it still wasn't good enough for me, so I went in with the sponge tool and intensified portions of my makeup, and I also did the same to my dress. So with all these tools, I like to be really aware of the flow that I'm using, the size of the brush, or the percentage of the smoothness of it, just because it can really affect how you edit portions of your image. So once we are done editing the portion of our photograph, we're going to go in with the magnetic lasso tool and outline the main focus of our photograph. So once we are done lassoing our main focus, we want to right click, hit layer via copy to make it a new layer. So now we're going to only want the main focus visible, and then we're going to go in with the eraser tool and just clean up those edges. After that, we're going to go to a new tab to create a new project, and then we are going to copy and paste this layer onto that new project. So once that is pasted in there, we will go to Edit Transform to scale, and then scale this image so we would fit it to what we desire. So now we're going to be clicking on the layer that is white, going to our colors, then choosing a color that we like, and then also clicking that paint bucket tool to drop that color into the background. So maybe we want to separate portions of the face and even delete it. I'm going to go to the lasso tool again and create a line to separate a portion of the face, and even going around my head to complete that tool, and then go back to the layer that has my image and pull that picture up to separate it. So now we want to create more voids within the picture. I chose the brush tool. I was conscientious of the opacity that I chose, the flow and the smoothness of it. So then I took the same color I did the background and filled in that eye. Then I did the same thing to the other eye, but this time I wanted a similar color to the dress I was wearing, so I chose the eyedropper tool to match that color. I went back to the brush and started filling that in. So for this project, I was really interested in shapes, specifically rectangles as voids. So I went to the rectangle tool and drew rectangles from there. To change the color, I went to stroke and then chose my color from the swatches on the right. To finish up this project, I'll be repeating the same process that I did when I created the rectangles, but to create variation, I'll be using the eyedropping tool and selecting different colors found within my image and changing the color of the rectangles. Once you are done, make sure to save and save as either JPEG or PNG. There you have it. Here's the final outcome of the project that I made.